The content you're about to hear was captured during a live coaching session in the Optimize Coach program. Multiple times every month, coaches connect live with Brian, Michael, Alexandra, and members of our world-class luminary guest faculty for wisdom, guidance, and encouragement. For more, head to optimize.me/coach.
The whole process is today. I'm so glad we stayed with the shadow. And I feel her bonding with me as I am speaking right now. And the question that I wrote to get specific is, things are moving forward. And the one place is in writing my content for my messaging in my coaching programs. And it's not that I can't, and it's not that I don't know what to do. What I get in touch with is this sense of, I'm really here to serve. And when I'm serving others, I'm in my flow. To go off by myself and write the messages, and it's not, I totally stymie in my process. This is what I would love to get more support with.
What is it that happens instead of writing? What?
I would say at this point, just about anything to stop myself from just doing the sitting down and writing it. Because what I have great discussions with the people in my world about what I'm going to write. I know the resources I have. And then when it's just, it really is this being by myself. I can tell that's part of it, right? To do the writing that's supposed to connect with those that I want to serve, when I'd rather just be serving, And yet I do know, because my shadow has been showing me, I really want to be moving forward in this way.
So just let me make sure that I'm characterizing this correctly. What it feels like to me is that when you're in the presence of other people, we've been in each other's virtual presence before, and I've sensed this, that you have an enormous flow of energy, whether it's warmth or specific content or whatever it is, when you're speaking. But what you're saying is that when you're alone in a room writing, that flow shuts down? Yeah,
to actually do the writing. Yes. Yeah. For this specific project, yes.
Got it.
Yeah. And it is almost like a freezing, almost I would say a paralyzation, yeah.
Close your eyes, and do you have an image of your shadow?
I do, yes.
Ask her, what is the difference for you, meaning your shadow? What is the difference for you when I'm in front of others and in a flow state, as opposed to when I'm alone in a room just with you? How am I different? How am I treating you different?
Well, how am I treating her different?
Yeah.
Well, what she's answering is, I stop the animation. She really likes the physical move, feeling her whole body engaged. And somehow that's what I stop. Yeah.
Ask her if there's also an inner equivalent to that behavioral animation. Like, are you not as animated inside as well?
No, she's showing me that it's that it's actually a war of wills. That Fawn, the adult side, is so good at being still. And she has no interest in being still. And we literally lock. That's what she's showing me, how, wow. Because, I do write dialogue daily with her, but she's really showing me that when I'm thinking of writing, like from my soul, I shut her out. I just totally don't let her be her. Yeah, really good at it. Really have a lot of practice.
Well, I think you answered your question. It's a very common problem, believe it or not. It's, what I had to do, because we wrote 2 books and it took an enormous amount of time and I spent an enormous amount of time alone, is I had to, for at least the first like 15 or 20 minutes, I had to stand up and speak out what I wanted to say as if there were an audience there, because I too just become much more animated when I'm in front of people. When I'm by myself, I'm not aware of it. I mean, I'm much more aware of it now than I used to be, but things just get very recessive and I recede into myself. And there was a word you used, I can't remember what it was, but it has a much more fixed quality, like a non-mobile quality.
Yeah, going very still.
I think it's actually pretty simple. I think, number one, you're going to have to keep your shadow with you when you're writing and check in with her regularly to see, how am I doing? And expect to screw it up. It's okay. But keep checking in with her, keep taking the temperature, with her. There's the physical movement when you're in front of people, but there's also, it's hard to put into words, but your spirit has to move inside of you is probably the way I would say it. And it can't, when it gets stationary, you're going to go bone dry. It's just not going to be, it's going to be a very uncomfortable experience. So,
and yet, I mean, I'm not trying to resist you telling me the truth about myself. And yet I have to say, this is coming from somebody that has been meditating for years, right? And uses that to have my clarity and my, alignment as I move forward in the world. And so it's a very interesting, I can see that there's just like, it feels like my will is really locking itself.
Yeah, I think that's right. It's there's definitely movement, but when you're by yourself, there's a counter movement that's locking things down. And I don't know why. I have a feeling that question we'll probably have to postpone for a little while. And just as you unlock more and more, you'll be in a better position to find out why you did lock up when you're alone. And sometimes it has to do with needing to have your intensity reflected in other people's eyes. When you're alone, of course, you can't have that. You can have it in your shadow's eyes, interestingly enough, but you can't have it in other people's eyes. But I don't even want to speculate, because I think it's better to actually change it first. Let's get you flowing when you're alone. And then I think you'll have a much better grasp on, that's why I was locked up.
And can I add something, Barry?
Yeah, of course.
Just to, I think it's really interesting that you keep coming back to this, the butting of the heads or the locking of the horns. I think that it's really important for you to demonstrate to that part of of yourself that you are taking her seriously. So even in what you said, like, but I'm, a meditator, it's almost like that's that adult part of you. Like, that's not what she's interested in. That's not working for her. So I would be really direct with her and ask her, how can I demonstrate to you that I'm listening and that I don't want you to feel alone. I don't want you to feel stuck. I don't want you to feel paralyzed. I want you to feel alive and animated, and then ask for specific instructions. What is it that I can do? Barry suggested, speaking. I had the image of you taking a walk and dictating in your phone, or maybe she wants you to dance before you get to work, but let it be directed by her. And your only job is to ask the question and listen, nothing else. And then do what she asks for.
We hope you enjoyed that part of a live coaching session from the Optimize Coach program. For more info, head to optimize.me/coach.